Scramma! Scramma!
What up?
What?
What up, Scrammers?
Today, it's all about love. This video is about a popular app. That app is called
Tinder!
So, Tinder, for those of you who don't know, is a dating app. If you like what you see, swipe right. If you don't, swipe left. But over the years, Tinder has got a little negative connotation at sometimes because it can be used for the right and wrong reasons. Who knew, though, you could find marriage material on Tinder?
I didn't.
For those,
We found each other.
for those who've been asking, this is how we met. It was on Tinder.
Yes.
Beginning of the day, you definitely got swiped left, then I got drunk. But right now, you would definitely get a little right. You would get a little nudge to the right.
So we met on Tinder, and we turned it into something amazing. And years later, here we are, married with our puppet dolls. So this video is to show you 5 ways that definitely worked for us as far as our journey from turning what was a casual Tinder situation into a full-fledged marriage. So this is 5 tips on things to look for when you're trying to convert your Tinder date or early startup into something long-term. So tip number 1, when you're just getting into Tinder, you have to figure out what is the reason why you're on Tinder. When you just get on Tinder, you have to figure out if you're going to be the kind of person who's just looking for a casual dating kind of situation, or if you're somebody actually looking for love or something long-term. That is right away, you have to make that determination who you want to be as soon as you sign up for Tinder.
Were you looking for love?
I was looking for love. I was looking for love.
I was just seeing what my options were. I didn't take it seriously at first. I just didn't know how serious men were out there. I finally found a serious one.
So step 1 is once you figure out what kind of person you want to be on Tinder, if you're a long-term person, now you need to have a game plan. So basically, you don't want to be on there just swiping right on everybody.
Yeah.
That's a tip.
No.
The reason you don't do that is because, again, we're long-term planning here. So when you get to the end, too much exposure on Tinder is never a good thing.
I didn't go on any Tinder dates, to be honest with you. I didn't go on any. I didn't. I really didn't.
So just so we remind you, step 1, create a profile that captures you as a person, and that includes what you write in the status. Mainly in that status, you need to be putting like stuff that you like, interests you like, you know what I mean, like your favorite movies, type of music you like. This is why you don't just go stupid on swiping right, because somebody could look like you want them to look, but then like everything opposite. So like you gotta have the same interests, you gotta have stuff in common. So you gotta make sure the profile kind of establishes the stuff you like. Do not write on there like, I like long walks on the beach or holding hands at a park, like all that stuff. So once you do that, then don't be afraid on this radius. So there's things that you can do on Tinder.
I was right about to say that.
Yeah, like there's things you can do on Tinder that kind of finesse what you're looking for. Like you can change the age bracket you're looking for. You can also change the radius around you. Oh, speaking of the radius, when I set it to 100, and
So you were willing to be in a long distance relationship.
Right. Well, I don't want to say long distance, but I was willing to make a connection long distance.
Oh.
And then reel them in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah?
We running a system here. We checking profiles, looking for common interests. That could be anywhere as long as that person is meant for you. It doesn't matter where they at. So that's what you're using Tinder for. That's step 1. And you're not gonna stay on Tinder forever. This is like a 2 on, off. you don't sit on it. You don't have to delete your account. There's ways to pause your account on Tinder, maybe jump back in after a while. It helps reset the clock. It helps you avoid these awkward, like, hey, I'm talking to 5 different people that my homeboys also matched with.
Right, that's true.
If I match with your girl, and then I match with your girlfriends, her friends, like, and then it's like, hey, this dude, he matching with everybody. He just out here swiping like a savage. Overly aggressive out here, like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Holla. Same conversation.
Yeah. So you don't want all that.
I don't want to date someone that, like, my friends or people I know have dated. I don't like that. I don't like it. Stop.
Anybody got the tea ready? Anybody got the tea?
Wait, maybe you should.
Now, once you have matched with somebody, you found somebody with common interests, step 2 is to make sure that you stay in Tinderland 5 to 7 days. Step 2. You gotta take your time with this Tinder thing, cause longing is you try to just spark up a conversation for 5 to 7 days in Tinder after the match, where you try to, like, get to know the person based on the interests that you already looked at in the profile.
You said that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's when you know the game is working. They don't even know you're running the 5 steps of love. Anyways, that's step 2. Live in Tinderland for like 5 to 7 days. This helps build some kind of, like, relationship, some kind of interest. You guys can talk and build something up. Then step 3.
Step 3
is, once you've had this 5 to 7 day period to kind of get to know the person, once you feel comfortable, you, whether it's the guy or the girl, should volunteer your own phone number and say, hey, how about you just text me sometime and we take that next step out of the Tinderland.
You don't ask for the other person's number.
Spartacus made that mistake.
And you know what's crazy is that I was the one that initiated exchanging phone numbers. Because I was like, I'm feeling him.
Once you've established this outside world of texting, I would say go another like 2 to 3 outside of just texting. Then at some point, somebody has got to graduate to the phone call. So you got to do the phone call, because you don't want that first date or first interaction face to face to be the first time you hear their voice.
I didn't expect your voice to be like that either, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you were trying to be a little seductive.
No, I was not. You're such a liar. I'm not like that at all. I can't even be like that. I did not. Babe.
Now we're in like this week and a half period here right now. You get your call in within a week and a half of the match. Now is when you can go to the FaceTime. But when you get to FaceTime, you should be prepared for step 4. Step 4 is planning that first date, and let me tell you, that first date, you want it to be something special.
It doesn't have to be that extravagant.
It doesn't be extravagant, so not like a concert, but a concert is a good one. Ours was a concert. Spoiler alert. But don't do the Netflix and shit.
Oh my god. Like, the other person might get the wrong idea. Like, no, you should.
I mean, they're gonna get the right idea.
No.
I'm sure there's people out there that did Netflix and chill as their first date and made it successful, probably married, kids, all that. But that's like 1 out of 1,000, basically. Like, you don't want to take the chances with the 999. Set up a date that's like bowling, miniature golf, concerts. You figure out the event first, then you make the figure out the travel arrangements, figure out certain things that you would think you want to do first.
Well, luckily I lived in Tallahassee and I had friends in Tallahassee still, so.
Anyways, the event that went down in our relationship was a Childish Gambino concert, and she was a die-hard.
I was so excited when I found out that he was coming to Tallahassee.
I wasn't lying, like, oh, I'm a die-hard. It was more in perspective.
But then that's why I was shocked that you knew all the words. I was like...
So, I looked at the set list. I would basically study every single Childish Gambino song for like 48 hours straight.
So sweet.
I made a playlist, like I was just like in there in the lab, just lyrics. So when I came in there, you know what I mean? I even knew when the band was gonna pause songs. You know what I'm saying? So when the band cut, I was the one like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I actually liked the music, so I wasn't faking it. But I did want to make sure I made a good impression, and I didn't have her there where she was just vibing to the music and she's like, oh, you don't know this? You know what I'm saying? So I think it worked out. I think. So that was step 4. You gotta plan a dope event. The reason, or first date event. Because when everybody asks you later in life if y'all survived a long-term game, they're gonna be like, hey, what was your first date? And both of our vows at the marriage, it was in both of our vows, we naturally put.
We did not know that.
We didn't know.
We were gonna, or I didn't know he was gonna talk about it, and he didn't know I was gonna talk about it.
And we'll drop the wedding video one of these days.
Yeah.
But now we get to step 5.
Step 5.
Step 5. So both people are looking for this, which is this somebody who's willing to offer to pay for something? So this is a gauging point, you know.
I know a lot of women that are like, guys have to pay for everything on the first date.
Yeah. We know a lot of women like that. We also know a lot of single women like that.
Oh my god.
Fellas, when you take the girl on a date, yes, I am prepared. We are usually prepared to make that sacrifice of bones of dollars to purchase something. So if you're at a carnival, a fair, anything like that, you can say, hey, do you want that big stuffed animal? I'm willing to buy it, or something like that, right? But then you want to see, is she gonna say, yes, I want it? Is she gonna say, hey, I do want it, I'll go half on it? It's just these little gauges. If the person lets you swipe all the way, it's not to say they're a bad person, it's just to say that's something that you should maybe prepare for, because that may be the setup that they're looking for. So step 5 is all about just continuation. Is let's keep this good thing going. If they survived up to here, it's more likely than not that this is somebody that you can at least give this a go. Nothing is guaranteed, so this is not like 5 steps and you are out of here, you know what I mean? But it's 5 steps to put you in position where if y'all survive these all the way up to step 5 now, where you're making this decision about where to be next, that you can now make that decision and not feel like, oh, this is a random stranger, I don't know. Like, it's more of a like, hey, we got something here, I've done a few checks along the way, now I can see. That's how we met. We met on Tinder. It was an amazing time. It's been an amazing journey. We have continued our love for Childish Gambino.
I thought you were gonna say our love for each other.
Surprise.
He loves me.
I'm just playing. I love you.
I know you do. Thank you guys for the prayers for Mal. She still has her little cast on. She'll have it on for the next 8 weeks, I think. But
hey, be sure to share your Tinder stories in the comments below.
Yeah, whether they're good or bad, we're curious. If you've not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe and to hit that bell to receive those notifications when we post videos. Really quick, I want to do a shout out. And if you want a shout out, remember to leave your comments. Let us know that you are a part of the Scrammers, the Scram fam. So this shout out goes to It's Your Girl Pearl .x. Thanks.
Shout out.
Pearl.
It's Your Girl Pearl X.
The bar's looking for a lover. Hey girl, are you on Tinder or nah?